Good day. I'm Mark, and we're back living on edge. Reach me on YouTube at living on edge _1. Okay, we're coming back for part 4, I do believe, on the stone shelter. I had to slow up for a day. Of course, it was hot and moving me back to like the afternoon. I can get down here and mess with it, cause other parts of my day I'm trying to get means of money, food, stuff like that. And had an interesting conversation with my lawyer today about the accident that I was in, and of course done nothing. And I hate to do this on my channel, but hey, I had no insurance neither. Of course he didn't neither. You know, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I couldn't fathom sleeping at night if I would have caused an accident. Yeah, I mean, I reckon the best guess is you don't need a driver's license. You don't need no insurance. Especially the thing is, you don't need insurance these days. And if you have insurance, drop your insurance. You don't need it, because if you have insurance, you'll end up getting sued and having to pay out. Well, come to my understanding is, you have no insurance, you have no worries. Because if you have no insurance, you don't have to pay nobody nothing, more or less any mind. So, I don't know what to do. I mean, I was living out of that truck. I just had got my junk business going. I was scrapping, recycling metal. I was just at the point of getting my LLCs, and this happens. Oh, and this ain't the first time. This is the 4th time in my whole existence of life on this planet that has ruined my life completely down to having nothing. All because of nothing I've done, all out of my control. 4 times this has happened in my life, where I've had a job, had money, had whatever I needed, and end up with nothing. I've had to start over 4 times, just like this. I don't know how much more I can take, really. I just don't. I've had some friends of mine tell me they done left this planet. They don't see how I can do it. And a lot of them know exactly what I've done in my life over time and stuff, and all the people I've helped, and it seems not to even help one bit. So, I mean, and I don't take that back. I mean, it's just in my blood to help other people. But anyway, let's get out of that, because I'm getting mad as I speak. But anyway, all I can do is just move on. Anyway, alright, well, let's get this mud so we can get on with it. I need this shelter more than anybody knows. Getting tired of sleeping on people's front porches. Getting tired of getting eat up by ants and mosquitoes. I tell you, it's just not a lot of help here in North Carolina. I don't see what all the big rush is for people to get down here. I really don't. Born and bred in this state. Born Southern, bred Southern, die Southern. But I tell you what, it's a price to pay for it. It is a price to pay for it. coming from my dad's side of the family, the Patterson family. My grandpa was a doctor, the mayor of Liberty, North Carolina, and the only fire chief at the time. And you know, you come from that kind of bloodline and trying to figure out what happened. You know, I never had luck. About there. Water. I do got an interesting story to tell you though. There's a friend of mine a week ago. I had to go see him. Hopefully, I need some tools, saw, axe, knives, anything like that. But did come away with a good story. I wanna, for the folks out there that likes the paranormal and the cryptids. And this skinwalker thing, I'm not going to say much about that, and that's what this story is about. A friend of mine, he lives just not a mile away from me. Well, anyway, under the circumstances that he was in, he had to end up staying in the woods. And of course, friends come by, hang out, stuff like that, and get talking about certain things, different things, and all that stuff. But anyway, come to find out is that Benny, he didn't believe in those things. And so I was like, yeah, if you say its name 3 times in the dark, you'll get a response, But first off, this is a man that don't believe in none of that. Cryptids, paranormal, ghost, believes in none of that. We used to go camping and hunting around these parts a lot. Never one time scared, worried about all that crap. Of course, then it wasn't as big as it is now. Anyway, he said, they'd been drinking, having fun, having a big old time like that. Anyway, he hollered out into the dark that word 3 times. I mean, hollered it out. Well, them boys got uneasy and they packed themselves up and headed on out. Benny was like, where y'all going? Come on back here. Since believing in all that stuff and all that. I could see you. Well, anyway, he said probably about a week, not even 2 weeks from there, he started to have some things happen to him. And I was like, oh yeah? Yeah. He's like, man, I would hear these things at night. I'm not used to hearing it and stuff. And one night, he heard a wolf crying. There ain't no wolves in the Piedmont of Greensboro, North Carolina. Alright? But he said that every night, right after 11 o'clock, this wolf would start howling outside of his tent. And he said it probably wasn't even 20, 30 foot away. You know, you can imagine a wolf howling, but howling that close to you can imagine how loud that was. But he said that, you know, when that started happening, he just about come out of his skin. I mean, he would have his tent start shaking for nothing in the middle of the night. And I mean, he said it would start up around 11 o'clock at night and it would go until the broad daylight, until the sunlight come up. And then it would, you know, stop. Then again, it would continue the next night. And I tell you, man, after hearing that, and Benny, you know, he's not someone to make up that kind of crap or them stories like that just to get a roust out of you. I mean, it's wasting his time. But anyway, I do believe him. And he's like, you want to go down there and camp out? No. Yeah, I could pass on that. I got enough problems with it is, and I don't need that hounding me. But yeah, I mean, and that to be right here somewhere where I grew up, and that thing be that close, come on now. But anyway, he said a lot of things happened down there. I mean, it'll just have to come back to me a little bit here and there because I got my mind on so many things right now. But I mean, just to hear of that happening around here, I mean, it took me a lot to believe it. But you know, I am into that kind of stuff. You know, I do like listening to it. You know, and just the old stories and the folklores and all that. So I do like hearing about it. But I damn sure wouldn't want to experience it. I damn sure wouldn't want to experience it by myself down in the middle of the woods late at night. That's a no-no. No, you wouldn't catch me doing that. So, I thought that was a little interesting story I could tell. Like I said, if I come up with anything else that he said happened down there, you know, I was just so surprised that it happened. But anyway, the way I feel right now, if I was to run into one, I'd probably rob him. I could probably about just rob him. Chimney. Fireplace will be on the bottom. Of course, the stove's going to sit above the fireplace. And I'm going to try and have it somewhere right around in here. What I'm going to try and do is use an old grill. And when I get to that point, I'll show you exactly how I'm going to use it. I'm going to have a grill right there on the inside. Run all the exhaust pipe up and out the back side along with the fireplace chimney. So hopefully all in all it'll work out. Oh yeah. What I do also remember is he thought that it followed him home. He come up one day to his house. He has a old swing set that sits out in front of his house. right as you pull up in the driveway. And I do remember him saying that. And that what got me, because he said he had a tarp over it. And he thought something was, dog or something was up underneath the tarp on the swing, and it, messing around. So he went over there and pulled the tarp up. Well, it was nothing there. He said the swing was sitting there moving back and forth. That's what got him over there to see. He thought it was, one of the dogs on there. There was nothing on there. There was no wind blowing, nothing moving. But that swing was sitting there moving. He took the tarp completely off of it and just stood there and watched. And that swing kept swinging. So I don't know what to say about that. Maybe it did fall him. I've always heard that they do. So, I mean, it's a good chance that it did. I hope it didn't. Yeah, there we go, baby. There we go. That's what we want to see right there. Yes, sir. Stuff it in there. Stuff it in there. Time I'm said and done with this thing, it'll look 100 times better. The rough cut's always the worst looking, so. But you gotta finesse. You gotta finesse things. So I'm trying to finesse it. So let's see how that works. See how that works. I've never heard of skinwalkers being in North Carolina, and so kind of got me. But I won't be going to that side of the woods for a minute. I'll tell you that. No, one thing, scaring me don't help none. I've always been ready to punch somebody's damn daylights out when somebody's trying to scare me. Just my instinct. Crush the face and worry about whatever else later. That's exactly how I've always been. I don't exactly want to run or nothing. I just want to smash them in the damn face and then see what happens. So, few people's gotten hit that way. They've learned right off the hand not to be doing that tomorrow. I mean, some of us don't run. Some of us will go right toward it. And I'm one of those. I'll go right toward it. Oh yeah, like that. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there on this wall. That's good. I need to make some progress. I sit around here and wait on somebody to help me. You'll be waiting for a mighty long time. And I imagine a lot of you out there feels the same way. I just can't sit around. You got all these people out here at these facilities stuff. Well, you be put on the waiting list. Look, the longer I wait, the worse it gets. So, I ain't never understood the thought process behind that. So, in all my life, my working career, I've either been a supervisor, manager, assistant manager, foreman, But anyway, I just can't do it. I feel that if I have to wait, then I'm missing out on something, you know what I'm saying? And hey, that's true too. So you can be waiting and waiting and waiting for something good to happen to you, and it may not even pan out. So yeah, me and Benny, boy, we've had some good times, boy. Oh yeah, he's also my ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance's brother from high school days. I mean, just because we wasn't seeing each other, I mean, we stayed friends all them years, man. And his mom and dad like a second family to me. They took me in back when I was 17. So, gave me a place to stay for a little while. Because at the time, my parents and I just wasn't getting along together. So, yeah, I'm definitely not out here for my health, I can tell you for a fact. And I ain't out here to do this just for just to try and make money. I'm trying to make something out of it, I just don't know what yet. Well, anyway, all I can do is hope for the best and expect the worst. And I'm always seem to have to expect the worst. Yeah, I always have to expect the worst from me. You never can tell. It's all enough until I get the cement put on the sides. That's for sure. So, well, we're almost out of this mud. That's almost bringing us to another break. So I may have to get ready to go get some more big blocks. But we'll try and deal with what we got. Kind of like this one. Go, well, at least got to go about this much more. And go that much more, that's going to be the cutoff point. And we're going to do wood from there up. So, well, we're out of mud on this round. So we're going to take a break and we'll continue on part 4.